In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One paper autumn day, the friends went off to pick some mushrooms in the forest.
Hooray! I found it!
Have you found a mushroom, Knock Knock?
No, Barry, something much more paperful.
But instead of mushrooms, the friends stumbled upon a letter.
Here's one more letter, Ari.
Knock! What a miraculous letterfall!
Look, Ari, a parcel.
A parcel for an octopus? This is beyond paperful now.
Maybe instead of a sun shower, there's been a mail shower.
We have no time to contemplate this, my friend. Hurry up! It's vital that we bring the letters and parcels to the right addresses, and quick!
And the friends started off carrying the lost letters around because the papery forest residents had been waiting for them anxiously. Kangaroo Kendra was working as a mail carrier, but unfortunately she was not able to find the parcel for the octopus right now.
Excuse me, are you looking for this by any chance? I'm sorry for disturbing you, but it seems to me like maybe you've dropped it.
Kangaroo Kendra was happy that the lost letters and the parcel had been found.
What happened here, Ari?
Maybe a hurricane came through here.
Kendra complained to the friends that her kids, when they were alone at home, were making an awful mess. However, Kendra couldn't take them with her because she had so many letters to deliver. She wished she had more paws to handle everything.
What if...
What if what?
There'd be no need for paws at all.
Let's make up a kangaroo bag. Fold a rectangular sheet of paper in half. That's it. Now take two smaller rectangular sheets and fold them into two bellows. Perfect. Glue the bellows to the sides of the bag. Fix the handles. Very good. The bag is ready. Kendra the kangaroo was so rushed to deliver the letters and the parcels, she even forgot to thank Aristotle and Knock. From then on, Kendra stopped losing mail, and in her bag, there was enough space for both mail and her babies. And what was especially pleasant was now her paws remained free for various sweet little things.
Ah, what a beautifully paperful morning, isn't it, my friend?
Definitely.
I'm beginning to think that something is missing.
Fresh milk?
No, my friend. Something more important.
Maybe sugar.
Something very paperful. Oh, of course! You're right on time. I can't imagine a morning tea without a morning paper.
And that is why, since that very time, all kangaroos carry bags. And they really enjoy it. And this is how our story, Paperfully, ended. We'll see you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. Once upon a time, tired after a busy day, the friends were going to sleep. But for some reason, they couldn't get any sleep.
I want to sleep so badly. Oh, sweet dreams, Knock.
Ari, what's going on? It's nighttime, but it's bright out like daytime.
Oops, I almost forgot it.
There! Now I thought so. Something's wrong with the clock.
No, Knock, it's not about the clock. I think it's definitely nighttime.
Ari looked out of the window and saw that a bright light was breaking through the forest trees, as if the sun didn't go under but sheltered itself right in the paper forest.
Knock, it looks like there's a fire in our forest.
Ah! Ari, a fire! What do we do?
Well, the first thing to do is calm down. And then put it out!
I think we should jump into the lake. Then no fire will get us.
No, Knock. This is so mispaperful. All through the forest, everyone's sleeping and has no idea about the fire. We have to extinguish it. Grab the bucket.
At last, the friends reached the meadow. Glaring light was coming through a huge bush. However, there was no heat or smoke from the fire.
This is an odd fire, Ari. Why isn't it smoking?
I don't know, Knock. Maybe it's gone by now.
Aristotle peeked behind the bush carefully, and a shocking surprise struck his eye. A real live star.
What an unbelievable sight!
The friends asked the celestial visitor if she wanted to drink some tea after a long journey down to Earth. The star joyfully agreed. They put the star into the bucket and headed back home.
We'll have a lot more fun on the way home now because we've got the star and she can shine light on the road.
While drinking her tea, the star confessed that she fell from the sky accidentally while asleep. It appeared that stars are in no way supposed to sleep nightly. Aristotle remembered that he didn't get any sleep either.
It looks like now we can finally take a rest.
And I'll go make the bed for the starling.
Ari and Knock made a soft, papery bed for the star and went to sleep too.
No, there's no way for me to get to sleep.
Good morning, Ari. Or good night. Or, oh, I'm totally befuddled. Because of the bright light, I'm an insomniac now. We have to do something.
I have to think it over paperfully.
Aristotle took his double bass and started playing a tune. It's always helped him to think.
I think I got it. We'll make up a catapult and launch the star back to the sky.
Let's take a sheet of paper and turn it into a square. Perfect. Now, fold it in two and draw the corners to the center. Make it even and fold it again. That's it. Now, let's turn the paper over and fold it in two and then fold the creased edges inwards from the right and from the left like this. Now, unbend the holder, put the scoop into the shape, and our catapult is ready.
Knock, put the star into the scoop. And now, pull the catapult. But be careful, otherwise the star will just be thrown back to the forest again.
Ari, I'll do my best, but I can't promise anything. This is my first catapult trick after all. Whoa! Ah, goodbye!
Have a paperific flight!
The star headed back to the sky and was so overjoyed because her home was there. Aristotle and Knock Knock said goodbye to the star and made her promise that she would never fall asleep at night. But if she did accidentally, then our friends would surely come up with something paperful. See you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One day, the friends were on their way home after a nice long walk.
Oh, Ari, please be careful. There's lots of hard stones underfoot.
Knock, this isn't a stone. It's an egg.
But how did it get there?
Aristotle and Knock began to look around, trying to find out what made this egg appear out of the blue.
I can only say one thing for certain. This egg is a future nestling, and the forest is a bit too dangerous a place for an abandoned nestling.
The friends were so anxious about the baby bird's fate that they simply could not leave it alone in the nightly ink-black forest, so they brought it back to their home.
Well, friend, we have to lay it down on a pillow to make sure its stay here is comfortable.
You're right. And we'll wrap it in a blanket tightly so it won't freeze. Ari, look! The shell is here, but the nestling's gone.
Uh-oh, you're right, Knock. But where could it be?
Knock and Ari, with all their wings and hooves, dove into searching for the lost nestling.
Hello, have you by chance seen a little nestling around here?
Ari, I'll fly high amongst the tree branches and look for it there. Maybe that's where it is.
Knock, Knock. This baby bird must be very small now, and it can't fly. We need to search somewhere closer to the ground.
Ari and Knock moved forward, and the baby turtle followed them.
Ari, look at this cave. Maybe the baby's in there.
Yeah, maybe. With all my paper logic, that was definitely not the nestling. For certain. Follow me.
Ari, what a hideout. We've got to explore it.
But I'm too big.
And I'm too afraid of the dark. Maybe the baby turtle will help us.
In this way, the brave baby turtle was the only one capable of exploring the cave. The hole is completely empty, he said.
Knock, we found the egg on the shore, so maybe it's a duckling.
It seemed to our friends that this paperful idea really made sense, so all three rushed to the lake. But there were no ducklings, so they decided to continue the search tomorrow. While at home, Knock got down to picking up the shell pieces to glue them together in memory of the nestling.
Oh, poor baby. He's in the forest all alone. I'm so absent-minded. I'm no good at taking care of anything. I haven't found the nestling and I can't glue the shell. Ari, it seems that one piece is missing. Here. Oh.
Suddenly, Aristotle stopped playing and took a thoughtful look at the baby turtle, then at the egg, and again at the baby.
Knock, it looks as easy as a piece of paper. Look here.
What's the big idea, Ari?
Well, the idea, Knock, is that turtles come out of eggs just like birds. Our baby turtle here is the one that we've been looking for.
Hooray! So it turns out that the key has been right before our eyes all day.
So, let's make a little turtle. Take a paper plate and paint it any way you like. This will be the shell. Now, cut out a head, claws, and a little tail. Now glue them on, but don't forget about the eyes. You can paint them or glue them on. And now, your turtle is ready.
So the baby turtle will stay with us.
But Knock, see, he already has his own home. That's his show. That's why he feels at home wherever he goes.
Whoa! This day folded up so paperful, I think.
So, our characters had quite an adventure that day. Eventually, they learned that if you want to find anything hidden very deeply, you don't have to go too far searching for it. Sometimes, you just have to look around yourself. See you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One bright sunny day, the friends went off to pick some mushrooms.
Ari, I thought that we left home to get some paper mushrooms, not to go swimming, didn't we?
Knock! I don't understand what happened here either. Look how much water there is. We have to quickly find out what caused this water flood. Otherwise, our mushroom quest will be put into question.
Aristotle and Knock Knock kept wondering how come all of the paper forest was flooded with water.
Where did all this water come from? I don't remember it raining.
You know me, Knock. I love the rain very much, and there's just no way I would have missed it.
Maybe the levee broke. I don't know. What do you think, Ari?
I don't think so, 'cause the beavers take really good care of it. There must be something else, but what?
Aristotle was getting very unsettled since this unexpected mystery had so far been too tough to solve.
Ari, someone's crying out there. Let's swim quick.
At this moment, the friends saw a huge crying crocodile. Now, there were no doubts left that his very tears were the cause of the flood.
Knock, we need to stop this crying immediately, or we'll have to go diving to find any mushrooms at all.
Mr. Crocodile, would you stop crying, please? Because of the flood, we can't pick any mushrooms.
The crocodile sniffled that he would love to stop, but yet crying is all he's able to do.
I know a good way to stop crying. You just need to start laughing instead.
Exactly, Knock. I have a paperific idea.
However, it emerged that Aristotle's idea was not so paperific.
I think that poetry can help us, Ari. I'm gonna unfold a funny piece of poetry to him, and it's gonna make him break into laughter. Strolling mile after mile was unhappy crocodile. He thought refrigerator was his lunch and felt so riled.
The crocodile came off, but then burst into tears even harder.
Well, Ari, I guess crocodiles aren't so hip on poetry. Even my poetic quill can't change that.
Quill? Of course, the quill! How didn't I think of it myself? This is exactly what we need.
We'll need colored paper, glue, scissors, and a small twig. Now, cut 2 quill-shaped figures out of paper of different colors. That's it. Now, make small cuts along the edges to shape a fringe. Very good. Glue the 2 quills together and apply glue in the middle. Stick the twig to the middle piece from the top. And now, your quill is ready. The content crocodile could not stop thanking Aristotle and Knock Knock, because from now on, whenever he'd feel sad, he could just give himself a tickle.
Don't be blue anymore, but don't get addicted to tickling either, because laughing could make your tears come as well, and we'd get flooded again.
And then we'd have to use a fishing rod just to get the mushrooms out.
Knock! Look at how many mushrooms there are now.
It couldn't have happened any better, Ari, because every paper story always unfolds so well. This is paperful.
That day, the friends picked the record amount of mushrooms, which were there when all the water dried. And despite our story beginning with tears, it ended up so wonderfully, like it always happens in Paperland. See you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One fine paperback morning, Aristotle received a long-awaited parcel in the mail.
So black and white. Even the most mannerly moose can trip and fall.
Before him, Ari saw a tiny bird.
Excuse me. I hope I didn't hurt you. What a little birdie it is. Oh, it must be lost.
Ari took the bird with him to ask Knock Knock for advice. Since Knock Knock was a bird, he must have been competent in birdie matters.
You're right on time for morning tea. Come here, please.
Knock, it seems that this little bird is lost and doesn't know who it is or where it comes from. So it's up to us to solve this mystery right away.
You probably have guessed by now that inhabitants of Paperland love mysteries almost as much as ink morning tea.
I don't understand it, Ari. Either our book is out of date, or science doesn't know a feather about this birdie yet. What do you think?
Maybe it's just too young now.
Sure, Ari. Perhaps this is a nestling of Kay the Jay. How didn't I notice it before?
Then let's go to Kay the Jay right away and hand her back the baby bird.
A paperific idea. Let's fly.
The friends wanted to help the tiny bird with all their hearts, so they rushed to Kay the Jay. After quite a long journey, the three reached the nest of Kay the Jay.
How are you, Kay? We need your help as quick as possible.
We found this mystery birdie. It isn't your nestling by chance, is it?
Kay the Jay carefully counted all her nestlings. No, this one wasn't her nestling. The jay merely lifted her wings in dismay.
Keep your beak up, Knock. Let's hurry over to see Edward. I think he might be able to help us. Good afternoon, Edward. I normally wouldn't disturb such a big shot like you, but we have a question.
And although Edward indeed was a big shot, this time he wasn't able to help our friends.
Oh, what do we do now? Our list of feathered acquaintances is done.
Be cool, Knock. I have a brilliant idea. We'll take a shot of the birdie with our camera and hang the announcement all over the forest.
Paperific! Paperific!
Attention, attention! A bird is going to fly out of here. Eureka! This bird came from the camera. It escaped when I first dropped the camera box. So, let's make up a camera with a bird.
Take a medium-sized box and paste colored paper all over it. That's right. Now, draw a bird on the back side of a paper cup and glue it to the bottom of the box. Very good. Now, make push buttons from a thread spool and buttons. Your camera with a bird is ready to go.
Hooray! Now, when the mystery of the bird is solved, I think we should take a photograph as a keepsake.
In this way, with the use of their camera, Aristotle and Knock Knock not only collected the whole album of nice-looking photos, but also solved the curious mystery. And the little birdie was not lonely anymore. It all folded up in a very paperful way. See you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One day, the friends went off treasure hunting.
Knock Knock, are you sure that this is the treasure map?
Oops, Ari. That was the carrots map. The treasure map is here.
Well, then we should continue looking for treasure right away.
Knock Knock and Aristotle were on a quest for a secret cave where countless treasures were hidden.
Knock, you didn't tell me that the path that leads to the treasure was over this rickety bridge.
Sorry, Ari. It slipped out of my mind that you don't fly.
What if we went around?
And Aristotle got to read what the treasure map was saying.
So, secret treasure map, circulation 1 million copies. Ah, yes. There is no other way.
Wait, Ari. Isn't it saying anything else?
Wait a second, Knock, I'll look. Okay, all right. Angry bats inhabit the place. Don't get too noisy, otherwise the bats will wake up and start throwing the ring tree fruits right at you. The ring tree?
Yes! Paper rings grow on these trees.
What do you think, Knock? Will the bridge hold?
Ari, I've flown over this bridge many times. It never gave way.
Well then, let's go, my friend. But be quiet. We should try not to wake up the bats.
Aristotle and Knock Knock walked very carefully. Nobody likes to be woken up, and bats especially.
Bingo! This is the papery treasure!
Oh, this is worth not being noisy.
I agree. No paper moose owns this amount of treasures.
And no paper woodpecker either. Whoa, we did it!
Not exactly.
The friends were not so sure that the bridge would hold the sack with all the treasure.
Ari, it's no reason to worry. See? The bridge is pretty solid! Uh-oh, Ari. I think we're too loud. I wouldn't be surprised if the bats come out now and start flinging the ring tree fruits at us. We better watch out.
Bats are all around, and the abyss is ahead. So what's to be done?
How can we fix the bridge? I need to think it over paperfully. Of course, Knock. Start being noisy. Be as loud as you can.
But then the bats will shower us with the paper rings from head to toe.
That will be perfect. We'll build up a paper chain from the rings and a new bridge from the chain.
Hooray! Banzai! We're here! Hey, come on! Throw it at me!
Yay! Hey! We're here! Look at us! Hey! Hey, come closer! Why are you so slow? We're waiting!
Oh, hooray! How paperful!
Let's cut bright multicolored strips from some colored paper. Now, fold the strips up and don't forget to thread one strip into another. Very good. Now secure the strips to make a chain of a colorful festoon. And your chain work is ready. Aristotle and Knock Knock finally reached their home without any difficulty. The friends were making efforts not to make any more rustling noises, and the bats weren't bothering them either.
Well, it seems our adventure is over. But Knock, what should we do with our fortune now?
Maybe we should hide it away in some kind of cave.
Well, this is going to be pretty paperful.
Aristotle and Knock Knock found the treasure, but their most valuable treasure was their friendship, of course. And it was because of that this story folded up in such a paperful way. See you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One bright sunny morning, a strange and even frightful sound broke out throughout the forest.
Knock Knock, you're awake too?
Yes? Who is this screaming? I've never heard anything like this before.
Maybe it's our friend, the southwest wind. Only a wind could be awake at 6 o'clock in the morning.
But the southwest wind was leisurely playing with his toy at the same time, and the lingering howl was coming from somewhere deep in the forest.
Excuse me, southwest wind, but you've probably been out and about already and maybe know who's howling.
The southwest wind revealed that this was the gray wolf, the one who lives past the paper bridge and past the steep shore. It is he who doesn't let the whole forest fall asleep.
So from now on, we could never get any sleep? Oh, what should we do, Ari?
Well, first off, we need to understand why he's howling. He lives past the steep shore. Well, maybe he wants to drink, but he can't get down to the water.
Right. We just need to get a bucket of water to him. So that way, he'll calm down.
A paperific idea, Knock. But which one of us will visit the wolf? If it lands on moose, then you'll fly. But if it lands on woodpecker, then I should go.
Well, that's fair. You go. How was it, Ari? Did you give the wolf some water to drink?
Yes, Knock Knock. Everything is picture perfect. The wolf's not gonna trouble us anymore. We can even celebrate with this tea and cardboard buns.
Our plan failed, Ari. He didn't want water. He wanted something else.
Oh, why didn't I understand it from the beginning? Wolves howl out of hunger, Knock. We just need to feed it.
This is a paperific idea. Let's take some buns to the wolf.
Well, now it's your turn. Will you take some of the buns to the wolf?
No way, Ari. To make it fair, let's flip a coin one more time. Call it.
Not again. I mean, what if he doesn't want that after all? Perhaps it's time to think it over. Paperfleet. Knock! I think I've got it. Wolves normally live in packs, and our gray wolf is all alone. He just needs a friend.
Ari. Take it or leave it, but I'm not gonna go there and make friends with the wolf. Let's flip a coin.
Don't be afraid, Knock. We'll make up a friend for him. What he needs is another wolf.
Let's take a piece of cardboard and draw a circle on it. There it is. Now, cut out the circle carefully. Take a toothpick and pierce a hole in the very center of the circle. Your little wolf is ready. Take it with 2 fingers and spin. The wolf will spin all over the table like a top.
Well, now who's gonna bring it over there? Let the coin decide again?
No, Knock. To make it fair, let's just go together.
To their joy, the wolf loved the new friend at once. The gray wolf was happily playing with the colorful one, and since then, nobody in the paper forest had ever heard someone howling of loneliness again. So this story, too, folded up quite paperfully. See you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. Aristotle and Knock Knock were keen on sending and receiving letters because the letters were made of paper. And in paperland, as you know, the word paper is synonymous with good.
It's been a long time since we received any letters.
Oh, everybody forgot about us, Ari. Nobody writes to us.
Don't worry, Knock. There must be a logical reason. What does it say over there?
This is... Whoa! It's our address. Paper Street, Building 1. Somebody's turned our address plate upside down.
You see, there's the solution. We get no letters because the postman can't find our address. Why don't we just wait here for the postman?
So the friends came back home waiting for a letter. But a strange thing happened. The next day, the address plate was reversed again. But not only the address was turned over.
Look, Ari!
Everything in the yard was turned upside down, as if someone came at night and reversed each and every object.
There really must be something wrong.
Well, of course there is. Who would ever want to go on a swing in reverse?
I don't understand. I'll have to think this over, Paperfleet.
Whenever Aristotle has to ponder on a problem, he always takes his double bass and starts playing on it. Usually, the ideas come instantly flowing into his head. But in this reversed story, even ideas that occurred to him were somehow reversed.
Ari, look! I'm swinging head over heels! This is so fun!
Instantly seeing Knock Knock upside down made Aristotle take a special thought.
I think I know who's turning our things over.
Indeed! Who is it?
To know for sure, we should wait for nighttime.
That's strange. It's too dark for 6 o'clock.
That's because the clock is turned over.
Right! But who did it?
Look!
It just so happened that bats had moved into Aristotle and Knock Knock's home. They thought that the house was abandoned because there was no nightlight. And as you know, bats go walking around at night and sleep all through the day. And what's more, they hang on trees with their heads down. Such strange creatures they are.
I guess we have new neighbors, Knock.
Yup. And you know what I think?
What?
They really can have fun.
The friends joined in on the housewarming party.
How to make a paper bat.
Take a piece of paper, fold one corner down, and cut away the extra to make a square. Take a square piece of paper and fold it from corner to corner. That's it. Now, bend half of it into a triangle so that the end protracts. This will be the bat's tail. Now, twist the wings in a zigzag here and there. Amazing! Reverse the sheet, and now bend the upper part towards the center. A bat face will emerge. The next day, Aristotle and Knock Knock made every effort to make sure that the new occupants felt at home.
Excellent! It's ready! Now the guests can find your address too, and we'll be receiving letters again.
The bats thanked Aristotle and Knock Knock for their hospitality and flew away to get some sleep, as it was quite late now, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Or no, 2 in the morning. Or still in the afternoon. Sorry, I'm a little mixed up now. See you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One morning, the friends were having their breakfast and drinking their ink tea, as usual.
Be very careful today, Ari, because it's Friday the 13th, and something terrible can happen at any second.
That's already happening, Knock. You're saying terrible nonsense.
At that moment, a raven flew over the friends' little house. He brought the newspaper where all of the paper news was printed.
Okay, let's take a look. Yep, just like I said. What did I say, Ari? Read.
It says that today, on Friday the 13th, at 13:13 o'clock, at Rotten Swamp Street number 13, the Paperland ghosts will have their meeting. Sounds strange because everyone knows that ghosts don't exist.
But they do on Friday the 13th.
Well, my friend, I say we go there and check it out.
Almost all of the Paperland inhabitants gathered by the rotten swamp at the appointed time. There can't be any ghosts, some of them said. Of course not, the others agreed with them. But they were afraid to come any closer.
Quiet! It seems that it's begun.
Everything is very simple. Someone's just staggering around covered in a sheet. And now flying in the air like
a real-life ghost.
Knock, but this is impossible since ghosts don't exist.
Well, not today, Ari. We need to act paperfully. The most important thing is to approach a ghost and try to remain unnoticed.
Knock, please be careful. Oh, no.
But suddenly, the paper tent wall had been torn, and the raven flew out of it. "Help! A ghost!" yelled the raven.
Don't be afraid, my friend, because ghosts do not exist. Everybody knows this to be true.
Well, I don't get it, Ari. Where did this raven come from? Hey, where's my ghost? 'Cause, well, I don't see it anywhere.
Huh, I knew it, Knock. There is shadow play here. All of this is as clear as a piece of paper.
To make a shadow play puppet, you'll need a sheet of black, thick cardboard and an ice cream stick. First, draw a ghost on the cardboard. That's right, well done. Now, you have to cut it out and glue it on the stick. Put the puppet in a ray of light from some source of light. Now, your show is about to start.
Oh, it's so obvious. But what's the meaning of all this?
It was at this moment that the raven began to talk. His name was Cagliostro, and his theater used to be a huge success. The audience had admired his shows, but that was all over once a movie theater opened in Paperland, featuring colorful cartoons. So the audience stopped going to the shadow play theater, and the raven had to invent cunning tricks to make the audience come back.
Well, you have certainly done a great job.
Oh, yes! The show was stunningly terrible. I mean, terribly stunning. Well, you get it.
The friends assured the raven that they would no doubt visit his next show.
Oh, well, it sure is a pity that real ghosts don't exist. Ah! A ghost!
Knock, what's wrong with you? I just wanted to iron the sheet a little. It got wrinkled.
It was in this way that our story that happened on Friday the 13th, paperfully folded up. You'll learn what happened in Paperland after that the next time, so don't go too far away. See you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One day, Aristotle was up to give his friend Knock an uncommon present. He had been busy all morning making up a painting.
Look at this, Knock. I think it's pretty good. What do you think?
Ari, it turned out to be truly paperesque. What a beautiful tree. And how much I resemble myself. But something is obviously strange with the sun.
I think you're right, Knock. Something's wrong. Unlike your portrait, I had to paint the sun from memory.
No, Ari. It's as easy as a piece of paper. We just need to go outside, look around, and paint exactly what we see. Whoa! How are you gonna paint the sun, Ari? It's shining way too bright.
Don't worry, my friend. I have something special to help me out.
And although Aristotle's idea was paperfully right, the sun on that day was truly blinding.
Oh, it turns out that this idea is not so paperful. Because of the sunglasses, I can't see the painting at all.
Ari, let's try to continue in the shade, under the umbrella.
The umbrella perfectly protected the friends, not only from the blinding sunlight, but from the sun itself.
No, Knock. That's not very good either. Now I don't see the sun because of the umbrella.
By now, Ari and Knock felt pretty tired, so they went back to the yard where the enormous sunflower grew to take a little rest in the shade.
Oh, Ari, what should you do to finish your picture and paint this disobedient sun at last? Because I can't wait to hang it in our living room.
You know, Knock, I could finish easily if I could just find a sun that wasn't so bright.
This idea sounded so incredible that the friends didn't say a word and raised their eyes up thoughtfully.
Why didn't I think of this right away? We have a solution right over our heads.
Where is it? Right above our heads?
If you look at it, you can see that the sunflower looks just like the real sun.
This is unbelievable! Ari, we have a little paper sun grown right beside our home. Oh, paperific! So why don't we make a sunflower?
Put your palm down on a yellow piece of paper and outline it repeatedly. Now, cut the hands out. Cut a circle from a piece of cardboard and glue the palms all along the edge of the circle. Now, take a regular pencil and draw a circle in the middle and glue seeds all over it. Cut out leaves from green-colored paper and glue them on too. That's it. Great. Your sunflower is ready. Now Aristotle was able to finish the picture and finally present it to Knock Knock.
The sunflower's been in our yard for so long we almost didn't notice. But it turned out to be perfect when we looked at it from a different perspective.
That's so true, my friend. Now, the sun on your picture looks exactly like the real one.
Aristotle could have said that the violet sun wasn't exactly like the real one, but he was a very well-brought-up moose, and he was happy to see how joyful his friend was, because friendship in Paperland has always been of great, great value. See you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One beautiful evening, the friends were sitting in the living room and working on a crossword puzzle.
8 down. The table one contains much, and the tea one a little. What is it?
Spoon. It's spoon, Knock.
So we put down spoon. And now 5 across. A glass with an ear on the side.
Cup.
Okay, C-U-P. And next, it lives on a swamp, but it's not a toad. Rather, its friend. Who is it?
Perhaps you know already that whenever he ponders a problem, Aristotle plays his double bass. And now, as usual, he started playing a tune, when suddenly, someone started playing just as loud.
Hey, listen, Knock. As soon as I start playing my double bass, someone starts playing along with me. It's very, very distracting.
Oh, but there's only one word left to finish the crossword. Can you try to find the answer without your double bass?
I wonder who it could be. They must really have an ear for music. They're too good at playing.
Oh, then it's Kay the J. She has a very musical ear, and she sings superbly too. Come on, let's run and check it.
But Kay the Jay was not at home. Instead, the friends found a paper note.
Ari, it says that Kay the J is on tour until Thursday.
That's a pity, Knock. So it's not Kay the J, but who then?
Who can it be?
Who can it be?
Hey, I know. An echo.
Well, Knock, then let's head out there to where Echo lives and find out.
And so the friends reached that very place where Echo was living.
It's so quiet here. Oops. Ari, play quickly before this drives me crazy.
Well, definitely this is not an echo.
But what is it then? Oh, if we keep this up, we'll never finish our crossword.
We'll have to think it over, Knock. In silence, calmly, and paperfully. Well, sure. These were frogs, and they're very, very musical. And they love to put up froggy concerts.
Yes, it was frogs. They loved the music so much that as soon as they heard the double bass, they started to sing along at once. Take a sheet of green paper and fold it to make a square. Cut away the extra. There you go. Now, bend the 2 corners into a triangle towards the center. That's it. Amazing. Bend the ends outward. These will be the frog's legs. Cut 2 circles out of a piece of paper and paint eyes on them. Now, glue them onto your frog's head. Great! Your frog is ready to jump.
Wait, Ari, what about the crossword? 2 down. It lives in a swamp, but it's not a toad. Rather, its friend. Who is it?
A frog!
Hooray! How paperful!
In this way, the friends found out who the mysterious musicians were, and on the same page, they solved a challenging crossword puzzle. So without a doubt, we can say that this story also folded up in a very paperful way. See you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One fine paperful morning, our friends received a very strange letter.
Look at this, Knock. What a marvelous letter.
Who sent it, Ari?
It seems that the return address is the dark paperland, but I'm still not sure. The letter's all torn and has holes in it, and it's awful handwriting.
Ari, let me check it out. I'm a true expert in awful handwritings. My aunt is a hen. You should see her scratch. It's clear as mud. Maybe this is not a letter, but a picture? We can hang it on the wall.
Let's ask the postman who gave it to him.
And the friends broke into a run to catch the postman, who luckily hadn't flown too far away. The postman told them that indeed he brought the letter from the distant dark paperland, and it was written by a moose whose name was Tam Tam, an old acquaintance of Aristotle and Knock Knock. Tam Tam had intentionally learned the paper language to get in touch with his friends and write letters to them. Tam Tam had a paper and a pencil, but it's too bad. In the faraway dark paperland, they have no stones or tree stubs, nothing like that to put a paper on and write over it. So Tam Tam had put it right in the sand, and we saw what it came to look like.
Oh, poor Tam Tam. He's so bad at writing, and we can't even read it. What if we send him a piece of fence? I've heard that some write on fences.
No, Knock. To send a fence is not so paperific. We'll make up a table and chairs for Tam Tam.
Well, I'd rather build up a couch for him. I love couches. I'm a woodpecker after all.
The friends set to work so hard that chips scattered away. Or more specifically, not chips, but paper cuts. But when the friends were through with manufacturing the furniture, they faced an unexpected problem.
That's right. Go ahead. Move up.
That's way too big and heavy. Knock, our furniture won't take to the air.
So we'll never know what Tam Tam wanted to say to us. Oh, this will be the most mysterious mystery and secret of all the secrets. But what if it was something very, very important? Like the million-dollar question of life?
Or maybe he needs our help. I'll have to think this through in a paperful way.
What is there to think about? We gotta take it on. Quick and paperfully. If only we could send our furniture somehow in a small letter.
Well, in fact, we can, Knock.
What? How can we send the furniture in an envelope?
A piece of cake. We'll make up fold-flat furniture.
Hooray! Oh, how paperful.
Take a piece of paper and fold it in two. Now, cut 2 lines and open the sheet and draw inwards the part that's been cut. You've got a stable and solid table now. Then, you can cut smaller lines nearby, and you'll have a chair. Or, to be more precise, a stool. Unbend the sheet and cut out a window to admire your paper scenery through it. You can make the furniture more complicated, like cutting out new legs. Or the back of a chair.
But the most paperful thing of all is you can always fold up the furniture, put it in an envelope, and make a pop-up postcard.
A stamp! Hurry, we forgot to put a stamp on it.
So this story, too, folded up very paperfully. Aristotle and Knock Knock sent the folded flat furniture they made to Tam Tam, and he was at last able to thank them in his response. It appeared that in his first letter, he had asked them to mail him some piece of furniture so he could write letters on it, though Knock Knock is still sure that Tam Tam had sent them the picture, not the letter. It's all because of Tam Tam's handwriting, which is a little too artistic. See you next paper time.